Hey everybody, Kat here. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. It is Sunday, and we are talking about King Charles III, Life Imitating Art, my playlist, because we're just knee-deep these days, guys. Here we are. The ideas I've built on this playlist going over 3 years, they're my discoveries based on my initial premise. So if you haven't seen it, it's time to take a look. Because for over 3 years now, I've been saying that the reign of King Charles would be a short one. And I said it would be due to the fact that there would be a seminal event where it was obvious that the public dissent was so strong that William would compel the king to abdicate. Crazy? I know, I said this 3 years ago. Sounds madness. I was even saying this before we had a cancer diagnosis. I believe the seminal event was the Unite the Kingdom March, millions out in the streets. One revelation after another about Andrew and dissatisfaction with the government. The king's popularity took a dip due to all kinds of political reasons, and it's my belief that William and Catherine are very much taking control behind the scenes, whether by necessity or, as I've said, wresting control from the king. 3 years after I brought out my theory of what would happen with the royal family, we are seeing some royal reporters are talking about it now. I've been talking about this for a long time. They're claiming it's William taking decisions now, for the most part. I've been saying this for quite some time. They're catching up, but you heard it here first. Check out the full playlist. Several reporters, mostly outside of the royal rota, and there's a reason for that, they've said that they believe Charles is much more ill than they let on. Because you see, if you criticize the king, if you let secrets out that they don't want you to, you can have your access to the royals restricted. That's why the royal rota, they're kind of in the pocket of the monarchy. If they don't behave, they don't belong. And that's why the reporters talking about this kind of thing are no longer or never were part of the royal rota. The rota won't comment. They don't want to lose their proximity to the royals. You know, but there are some voices as well now calling for the king to abdicate, which I've been saying this is what's going to happen. And so to hear it in the press and in the public right now is kind of wild. Republicans in Britain, they're focused on the money, the transparency, the king's abandonment of the church, immigration, political things. And for the first time ever, royalists are calling for an abdication on compassionate grounds, believing the king is very ill and all the pressures of just the job itself, let alone Andrew and Sarah and Harry and Meghan and all of that. It's just he shouldn't have to deal with all of this. Well, I mean, compassion. We feel bad for the king, so we can just disregard all of the things that we know and his role within it, But I mean, all this stuff. The Queen as well. And Charles. They both tried to sweep this all under the rug, hoping nothing will happen. They knew all about Andrew. They knew all about Meghan. All of this could have been dealt with. But they're rather like ostriches. They kind of think if they say nothing and they don't act, it'll go away. But this has proved to be just a disastrous course of action. The royal family under Charles at the minute is figuratively walking uphill in a shitstorm with no end in sight unless something's done. William he got the deal to oust Andrew and Sarah, but it's not going to happen overnight. Apparently, Sarah is still binge shopping and boxes arriving daily. She's still sending her laundry out to Buckingham Palace, and the staff there were told, yeah, go ahead and do it. Now, Royal Lodge, 30 bedrooms. Have you seen it? It's a massive mansion, and you tell me she doesn't do her own laundry? They don't even have a laundry room? Good grief. And it's been reported she spends her evenings drinking in the doghouse. It's a makeshift pub in the back of Royal Lodge. She's got a she-shed in the backyard. She's got a she-shed boozer. Andrew's been seen riding on the grounds. And from the looks of things, all the perks are still in place. He still gets his shooting weekends and all of that. And now it is rumored that Andrew will be heading to one of any large estates on Sandringham. And that Sarah will probably take up in Portugal with Eugenie and Jack. They've got a large mansion at that country club resident, and she may move in there, is what we've heard, though none of it's confirmed yet. And I mean, don't forget, there is gonna be fallout when it concerns Beatrice and Eugenie. It's just starting to bubble now. There's just enough shady stuff to look at, and people are looking, and I fear it's not going to be good for the girls either. Let's just put it that way. So right now, though, Andrew, Sarah, the holiday season probably won't be till the new year that we see any movement from them. They're not going anywhere soon. Now, the U.S. Congress has asked Andrew to testify on what he knows about Epstein. Well, now the deadline is passed for him to respond. Unless he's forced, there's no way Andrew's going to say anything. And I mean, right now, it's not only the U.S. anymore. The British authorities would like to talk to him also about those issues and wider subjects around his time as a trade envoy. There's a lot of shady things that happen. Well, I tell you, the only way this is going to happen is if he's thrown to the wolves by the king or William. And I mean, some say this is just too risky a move. that if Andrew's cornered, he'll take down everyone. I mean, we know, look at the associations with Meghan, Harry, Charles has secrets. Andrew could do a lot of damage. But here's the thing. Andrew could harm Sarah, Harry, certainly Meghan. He could say a lot of things concerning the kings that would make the king look even worse. And then trying to keep a lid on it. But don't forget, we have William on it all in the background. The king's going down anyway. So, I mean, they can say what they want about him as far as he's concerned. And William, he wants rid of the rest of them. So what's to expect? If you've been following me and this playlist, you know the answer. What to look for? Well, we've had it pretty much confirmed now that William is indeed taking control behind the scenes, as I said he would. We are seeing discussion in the press now about abdication, which I've been talking about for near 3 years, and the timeline is right where it should be, and right where I said it would be. And the timeline, for quite a while now, I have said it's only a matter of months until we see Charles abdicate. I've been saying probably early springish, March, April. Don't know for sure, but I know we're not going to have to wait too long. And in light of what's happening, in light of the kind of things we're hearing from the press and the palace and the pundits and the royalists, it's all coming together, folks. I think it's happening. If you haven't checked out my playlist, King Charles III, Life Imitating Art, it's high time you do. I hope you enjoyed this. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment, and we will see you in the next one. Bye for now, everybody.